What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. And it is Hump Day. Means it's time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. Hopefully, we'll have a good stream. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. It could be like band conditions. You never know. What the crap is wrong with you?
Band conditions. You can't hear nothing.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I was like, I know your audio didn't go out. So before we get started, let's give a shout out to the Patreons because they are awesome. Man, I love that new Patreon role. Dan did a great job on that. But these guys are awesome. They keep us with gas and food and keep everything going for us. So and they help me. They help me on the back end of the show a whole lot. They get a little say so on what goes on around here. So I appreciate them very, very much. And we'll pop up here and show the Adventure Club. Everybody's staying about the same place. So hopefully there'll be some changes next week. But if you do plan on donating tonight and you would like it to go toward the Dayton expenses, you would want to use the PayPal link for that because everything else won't get there before Dayton. But if not, that's fine. I don't care how you donate it or if you donate, but I was just saying. So what's going on with you, Mr. Dan?
Man, not a lot. We've had a fun week so far. Can't believe it's already Wednesday here. Actually, it's went by pretty quick.
Well,
had a drive-by yesterday from David and Annabelle, Hotel India 8 Delta. Everybody knows him by, but when he's here in the States, he's November, Kilo 4, Quebec. They came through and activated.
Good stuff. Yeah, you guys had a 4-person activation going on.
With a thick pileup.
Yeah, you guys were on 40 meters for a long time. Because I know I went through all the bands and you guys were still sitting on 40 meters. Of course, it's going to take you guys a little longer to get through them because there's 4 of you. But
yeah, we ended up with over 100 with 4 operators.
Nice.
And I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours we were out there. So it wasn't bad. We were going to stay out a little bit later, but mosquitoes the size of pterodactyls decided to start landing on us and eating us alive.
So, man, I'll tell you, the mosquitoes down south are just ruthless. They're bad everywhere, but I know when I was down in Naples with Roy, we went to one park, and we were out after dark, and I don't know what kind of mosquitoes them things were, but they were just tearing me up. Oh my God, the pink echo. Here we go again.
Steven.
Thank you very much for the super chat, Steven. Although I have not, or actually, I don't think I've ever, knock on wood, in my life had pink eye. So the story behind that was PP Man just calls me out of the blue one day and he's like, I guess you're not going to Dayton, huh? I was like, what are you talking about, dude? He's like, well, you got pink eye. You can't go. I'm like, dude, I don't have no idea what you're talking about. I don't have pink eye. Well, I seen it in Discord. Oh, well, if you've seen it in Discord, it must be true.
You should have said it's okay, man. It's only in my left eye. I still got my right one.
Yeah. It's like me having an ear infection in my right ear. I can't hear out of it anyway.
He's funny, man. He called me today and said, did you change your mind on going to Dayton or am I going crazy? And I said, I've never changed my mind, period. I've never said I was going.
Well, when he called me the other day talking to me about Dayton, he's like, so where's Dan staying? I was like, in Georgia?
Yeah.
He's like, well, I mean, no, where's he staying when he said Dayton? I was like, he's not coming. Well, he told me he was. I was like, why? He's told me from the very beginning that he wasn't. Well, maybe he changed his mind. I was like, well, if he changed it, he told somebody the other night in Discord that he wasn't. So I don't know, buddy.
We will be in Huntsville, though. We will make Huntsville this year.
Awesome stuff. Huntsville's a good time. Dayton's a good time. I'm really excited for the weekend. Um, it's gonna be a lot of fun. You know,
David, you're the second person who's mentioned thermocells to me since I mentioned the mosquitoes earlier today. I might have to get one of those to try.
they always worked good for me when I was hunting. So I mean, I guess they would work good for POTA,
I mean, these are the size that would pick your microphone up and try to fly off with it if you didn't have it in your hand.
right? But no, I mean, I use some bug spray that normally does me fairly well. But I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt to have a thermocell just out there uh, while you're doing some POTA. That might be a good idea.
And now I do have like a 3,000 watt inverter in my truck. I wonder if I can get one of those old timey bug zappers
Hmm.
and set it up out there and have a case of beer. That'll be a redneck activation right there. Now. That sounds like a load of fun.
Oh, I wonder if you get RFI from a bug zapper.
Only when it zaps, I guess. But yeah, maybe.
uh,
Yeah, you're 5'2" QRM bug zapper.
I mean, we've been QR playground before. I guess we could be QR bug zapped. Yeah, funny stuff, funny stuff. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Dayton. I mean, and the fun actually starts tomorrow, pretty much when I get there because I'm getting there fairly early, and the reason why I'm going over pretty much where I'm going to be this weekend is because if you haven't watched it yet, I put out a QRP challenge on Tuesday. So if you are going to Dayton and you are remotely interested in QRP, you should definitely check out my QRP challenge because you could star in one of my next videos coming up. So watch that video and do that challenge. And to do that challenge, you've got to find me at Dayton with your QRP rig, your whole QRP setup. Uh, so I'm looking for how small you can go and how unique and cool you can go is what I'm looking for. So it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. Uh, I've sat and I've thought about and thought about and thought about because I always do some kind of really different video for the big shows than everybody else, and and that sounded like something really cool. I want to, and again, PP Man calls me today. He's like, so I watched your video again today, and he's like, what made you post a QRP challenge? I said, I don't know why I do things. I just do things. Because yeah, I'm not a big QRPer, but
You,
I do
you,
like the equipment, and I
yeah.
have seen last year at Dayton. I have seen the smallest to date QRP setup, and I don't feel like he'll do the challenge. But if he does, he's going to be hard to beat.
Do you think you'll see mostly commercial type stuff or like homebrew small stuff?
I don't know. There is no rule. The
Yeah,
rule is it
that's
has to
that's a
be
word.
it has to be a working station.
Yeah.
Like you got to be able to make a contact with it. You're not going to have to make the contact with it in front of me, but if I announce you as the winner, I may have you come on another on the video that I do.
Yeah.
You may have to come on another stream, and I may want to see the proof of it that it works. So make sure it's a working station, guys. Not just. I don't want somebody just to walk up to me in Dayton and be like, everything I need is right here. This is my radio, my antenna, my coax, and my logging software.
And
I just say the call sign right here, and it logs. you know. But yeah, that. What you got to have is you got to have your power source. You got to have your radio. You got to have your coax. You got to have your antenna, and you got to have some form of logging. I don't care if it's paper and pencil. I don't care if it's your phone. I don't care if you want to bring a 17-inch laptop. I mean, I don't see how that's going to fit in the small category, but
we're supposed to log contacts for POTA.
Well, I was on. I'm not going to say no names, But if you watched the live stream that I was on last Sunday, somebody put it out there that the activation they did in my camp last year has not been logged. Last year in Dayton.
just give them time. I mean, be patient. Be
So,
patient.
you know, you, I go out of my way to log contacts. And, you know,
I was I was
if
actually surprised. Speaking of you going out of your way to do that, because when we got home from our activation last night, your park to parks already matched right when I put mine in there. So I know you had your logs in way before I did mine.
right. But, like, although my activation from this evening's not in yet because I have been in a hurry. It'll go in while I'm in the Patreon chat after the stream. But, uh, so, like, even when somebody busts, I'm going to say somebody busts a call, not when I bust a call, because I don't know what your call is. And if you call me on sideband and you call Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November, and I say Whiskey Delta 4 Alpha Alpha November, and you say QSL, I'm going to log Whiskey Delta 4 Alpha Alpha November. But when you say 59 Georgia and Alpha November came up in Tennessee, I put a little something in my comments that you said Georgia, and I will try to look and see if there's something wrong there. Same in CW, because it does happen in CW too, and it happened to me this evening. This is how I know, because somebody, I don't even remember the call sign, but it ended in hotel, and I thought it ended in Sierra, and I sent back the right call sign ending, but ending in Sierra, and they came right back with a signal report to me. And by all means, I should have thought that ended in Sierra, but I paid attention to their state, and I looked at my log, and their state didn't match. So I put their state down in the comments, and sure enough, I went back in and I looked in POTA under hunters for I looked for one for uh well, I just put the whole call sign in my well and I kept going letter at a time, and it started matching up, and it got all the way to the end, and there was no Sierra. So I took the Sierra off, and I looked, and there was like two things. One was like a golf, and one was a hotel. Well, considering there's one different in Sierra and hotel, and the state matched, I put the right contact in there. But
Yeah,
it's still your responsibility as a hunter. You got to know your call. It goes
it
back,
happens. It happens to me all the time in CW because Whiskey Bravo and Whiskey Delta are only one did off,
and and
and it's so
and
easy just to put an
it,
accidental did in there.
in the heat of it, it's really really easy. And I miss a lot of times. I miss dits all the time because my thumb slips. I don't know what it is, but my thumb will slip, or I'll get in a hurry. Even though I put Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November in, I might not put or I might hit Whiskey Bravo 4 Delta Alpha November, even though
Yeah,
I put it in.
but I've hunted you enough. I know it's in your log, right? So I
Right.
don't correct it. But if somebody knew that I haven't hunted that much, on CW, I'll send my call sign again. If you send Whiskey Bravo 4, even if it's just a mistake, I'll send my call sign again just to make sure you got it.
So I mean, just make sure to know your call, whether you're doing CW or whether you're doing sideband. Make sure you can hear the activator, because we make mistakes, especially when I'm doing 60 calls every 4 minutes. Sometimes it's really easy, and I'm not perfect, that's for sure. And a lot of times, a name will come up because that's actually a call sign that I'm putting in there. I don't know no difference. And if you're both in the same state, and you say it, I sure ain't gonna know no difference. So
Right.
make sure you're paying attention. But anyway, back to Dayton.
Yeah.
So the fun starts tomorrow. Not when I get up in the morning, because that's gonna be rough. But when I get to Well, I'll probably go all the way. I probably won't even activate until I get there.
Nah, tell what?
Yeah,
Nah,
I probably will not activate until I get there.
I've never heard falser words come out of
I,
your mouth.
I'm gonna make everybody sweat it a little bit. I'm gonna make Dan sweat it. Like, wait a minute,
Yeah,
I ain't got him today yet because I know Dan ain't got me on late shift because
because I'm
I'm
not going to
here.
be able to get you on 40. So we're going to pray that 30 works.
Yeah, you will have to sweat it tomorrow, which
Yeah,
I'll be in Ohio too, so
but
20 might
20
work.
might be good. Yeah.
But I don't know how in the world 40 must just skip your house and work because I can get everybody in Georgia and I can get into Florida,
That's weird.
but it
The
just
people you're
skips
getting in Georgia, are they in like middle and North Georgia? Probably.
probably.
Yeah.
I don't. I just see Georgia in the snow, but I know I do get to Florida,
Yeah.
so it and
As
evidently I can get Robbie because evidently he I was reading back in the chat today. He said he sent 24 words a minute, and I just picked him right out of there. And sometimes I do that when people are sending really fast. If I hear it, I hear it. But if I say QRS, and you don't slow down, it's kind of like today. This guy, he was sending every bit of 35, 33 words a minute. Immediately, I'm like QRS, and he slowed down to about 30,
how you like me now?
and I'm like QRS. So instead of slowing down more, he just starts using Farnsworth spacing. So he's still sending his letters at 30 words a minute. And, he's probably sending Farnsworth of 25, 26. And he got done, and I hit my CQ button again. I was like, nope, I'm done
Yeah.
with you.
See you.
And he kept trying to hunt and hunt and hunt over top
All
of
right.
everybody. But I can't listen. I put it in there. It's every one of my spots, and people who hunt me will come back and respot that 15 words a minute max. You know, I don't put or will be ignored anymore, but even some of my hunters will even put that still or will be ignored
Yeah, I
because
didn't put that in mine. And I didn't put that in mine, but I have my keyer set at 14 words a minute, I think, when I did my 2 activations. And there were a couple that came in there, 18, 19 that I got. But I already have to, question mark every call sign at least once unless I know you. So don't make me do it like 8 times because you're sending so fast.
uh, listen, there's some of them calls, and the band conditions are so bad, and like I think it yesterday or yeah, it was yesterday on 30 meters. Everybody from the south was super super weak. Of course, y'all was getting 5.9s because I ain't sending nothing but a 5.9. It's my pattern. But you guys were all super super weak, and like it was just such a struggle. And there was a couple of people, I'd be like whiskey question mark, whiskey delta question mark, whiskey delta 4 question mark. I'd struggling just to get a. And then the people from the north come in, and I hear three solid letters. And I was like, oh, I know that whole call sign, and I just send their whole call sign back. Yeah, but it's crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff. But I really look forward to Dayton because of CW this year, and
That's true, Robbie. The only thing I can hear at 30 and higher is my call sign and a 599. And that's when I'm working like the expedition or some kind of contest station, something like
I
that.
couldn't make out I couldn't make out his call at all. I mean, it was just stupid. And when he I was like, I'm not even sending QRS again. Like you said here, and because I heard him calling for a while, and then finally he got through really strong, and I was like, you've heard me calling to everybody else. You can honestly see that I'm not sending that fast.
The good thing about it is, and what I've noticed is once you're able to recognize your own call sign, it really doesn't matter how fast somebody says it, you're gonna recognize it. It's like your
Right.
name at a point, you know.
Right.
And it's like somebody can say Dan, or they can say Dan, and I know they're still talking to me.
There's a guy from Canada, and he comes in probably 24, 25, and all I gotta hear is him send the Victor Echo 3. I don't even need the rest of his call sign, and I'm typing him in because he sends Victor Echo 3 the same way every time, and nobody sends it like him.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter that he's that fast. And evidently, I don't know how I pulled Robbie out at that fast, but he said he was sending when I back in Reddit and Discord. He said he sent 24, and I got it. So, but there's a few people I can get like that.
I normally call you at 17 when you're not spotted on POTA. When
And
you're spotted on POTA, I'll go down to 50.
and 17's fine. That's why. I mean, I say 15 words a minute. I'm actually sending 16. So if somebody sends me back 16, I'm not going to be mad about it because I'm sending 16. But I don't want to keep. It's about time for me to up it and say 16 words a minute. And honestly, that's just one word a minute off where I want to eventually be. I, I don't have no plans on going above 17. I may, but it's not. Once I'm understanding good at 17, I'll be happy. Like that's been my ultimate goal from the get go, is get to 17 words a minute, because I've watched a lot of videos on a lot of people, and they all say that, like, if you want to do like any kind of big things in NCW, don't really worry about going over 17 words a minute, because if
17,
I'm
18.
sending at 25 in POTA, there's a lot of people that's not going to hunt me because they're going to be scared that they can't do it. I'm out there not, most of the POTA hunters I feel like are between 14 and 20.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, that's a good range.
You
So
don't want to be like our friend Bill Brown and have fire flowing from your fingertips when you're sending code.
no. Speaking of Bill Brown, happy birthday to Bill Brown.
Yes, it is the 17th, is it not? Yeah.
With your broken ankle and all. He
Yeah.
broke his ankle doing POTA the other day.
Happy birthday, Crip.
He didn't want to say that he was looking at my stats again and got mad, and he kicked the table and broke his ankle.
He did.
But it's okay, Bill. I'm the king. I'm gonna be the man like that. But happy birthday, Bill, if you're watching, and if you're not, shame on you.
Yes, sir. Happy birthday.
Bill's such a good guy. I really wanted to do my road with him last year, and then his wife got COVID, and I was like, oh man, that really sucks. Like the night before she comes home with a positive COVID. I guess it's better than the night after, huh?
That's true. That's very true. That's like, oh yeah, by the way, Hulk, thanks.
And by the way, you might want to go get tested.
Yeah, get you another case of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. I've really slacked down on Dr. Pepper. I went to the doctor.
Pepper.
Was it last week or this week?
If you tell me the doctor's name was Pepper, I'm going to lose it.
Yeah, I went to Dr. Pepper last week, and he told. No, he didn't tell me nothing. I went to the doctor, and they weigh you and take your blood pressure before you go back there. And I stepped on the scales, and I had my phone and my keys in my pocket and stuff like that. But I seen that number, and I was
like, "Is that what you're blaming it on?"
Oh, let me tell you. In the past, when I've drank this before, not just Dr. Pepper, it could be Coke, but soft drinks in general. When I would stop drinking them totally, and in order for me to stop drinking them, I have to slow down. Like, it's going to sound funny. Like, you get down to 5 a day for a couple, then 4 a day,
your body,
then 3. Because if I don't, I'm going to be in the bed with the headache that is like unimaginable. The caffeine headaches are legit.
And sugar,
But every time I've ever kicked off of it, within a month's time, I'm dropping 30 pounds. Now, I don't look for that to happen now because I'm older. But I'm gonna guarantee that once I come off of it totally, 10 pounds easy. So
So knowing that, why would you start drinking it again once you're off it?
Well, funny story. It was the brisket. Listen, if it was the brisket, I'll gain another 30 pounds. Eddie, bring it to me.
You got that right.
Listen, I I ain't going on a diet. I might be cutting out some things that I know add to it, like
I'll go on a brisket diet.
yeah, I'll go on a brisket diet.
Yeah.
Like here lately, all my sweets have basically been fruit snacks. Yeah, they're not the greatest either, but they're a lot less calories than the stuff I normally eat. So, but so before my brain cancer, for like 2.5 years, I had no soda in my body. I had no sweets in my body whatsoever, and I was a ripped, chiseled person. I was training MMA every day, and I was a very healthy person, and that's what they accredit to when I had my stroke. 2 hours later, I was fully recovered, and the nurses was like, "You are a medical miracle." Because I went in there, my face was all drooped, and like my right side was just horrible. And 2 hours later, and I was better from that. But they wanted to know what caused it. But after the brain surgery, the only thing that I could keep down without throwing up was soda and sweets.
Wow.
I, I don't
You would
know.
think the carbonation would not be good on your stomach.
Everything else I tried, like I'd drink water, I'd throw up. I'd eat real food, I'd throw up. I eat something sweet, stay down every time.
Huh.
So then I become addicted to the crap, and AKA get a ham bod. But yeah, I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna drop about 20 pounds or so, and just because I mean the doctor didn't say nothing about me, but it was heavier than I want to be. So,
It'll make it easier to do your sodas.
yeah, there's that. They're in the future, guys. I promise.
You like how I bring that up every time? There's like a knife in the side. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
You're still a zero, right, James? Zero of 12. Listen. It'll take 12 days to get 12 sodas, guys. Calm down. I got this.
Should take 12 hours.
12, yeah, buddy.
You
So
should go on a soda rove.
I do plan on dating. I do plan on going to like the soda meetup and the soda forum and stuff like
Yeah, they
that,
have a forum.
and try to learn more about soda because I am interested in soda. I just it ain't that I mind hiking. I like hiking, and again, some of it I'll be doing mountain biking too. But it's just the certain areas that they're at here around me that are they're sketchy. Needless to say,
I like
but yeah,
hiking too, and I need to start doing more of it. But my problem right now is my knees don't like hiking. The rest of me loves it. My
well,
knees just say no.
I have no ACL in my right knee, and my left knee's bad.
Well,
Yeah,
I can't bitch about my knees then.
I have no ACL.
Right.
That's not even a rebuilt one because again I was a health nut freak, and the doctor told me he kept pulling on my leg and stuff. He's like, "You're the darndest thing I ever seen." He's like, "I can rebuild your knee." He said, "You don't have an ACL; it deteriorated." He said, "I can rebuild it, but it won't be as strong as this." He's like, "If you keep your leg strong like this, you'll be all right." He said, "I ain't gonna say you ain't gonna get old and need a full knee replacement." I'm like, cool. I'll keep it this way then. And yeah, I gotta watch what I'm doing. Sometimes if I'm running it and I'm running through mud, and there happens to be a big divot in the mud hole where a horse has came through there, yeah, my knee's gone.
That's the worst thing to hyperextend your knee like that.
I was I was in the middle of an adventure race, and we were running, and I ran through that mud, and I hit one of those divots, and it done me in. It was absolutely horrible. So I kind of have to watch that stuff. But,
Oh,
but
Terry's nice. Terry said he'll carry your equipment up the hill for you.
oh, okay. That sounds like dude. I'm taking the DX10. I ain't doing no QRP stuff.
Absolutely, and like 2 30 amp hour Bionos.
Yeah,
Make sure you got enough power. Your Eagle One.
the Eagle One.
The tripod mount for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might just want to get a Camel or something.
Okay. Terry's just buttering me up because he's staying at my campground this weekend.
Does he have his chair with him? You think?
I don't know, Terry. Are you bringing your chair to put in the corner of the campground?
Let me tell you, if he does, it deserves a picture.
I might do that. I might just put a chair out in the corner of our campground and like, Terry, you go sit over there. Anytime anybody comes over to hang out with me, Terry, you got to sit over there.
You can sit over there. Oh, speaking of what we were talking about earlier, the new project I'm working on for Discord, you're able to do / commands and look up from different sources online different definitions of things. So Eddie will get use out of that being the scribe.
Good stuff. Good stuff. See there, guys. Dan is always updating my Discord, so you guys should probably become a member of it because it's already a super awesome place to be, especially if you do Parks on the Air. And hopefully soon we'll have a Summits on the Air crew over there too.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah, I figure. How many of you guys that hunt Parks in the Air that's in the chat right now actually hunt Summits on the Air?
Do you have to turn in a log as a hunter for Summits?
You do.
Do I have to turn in a log to get my credit? Or
You do.
if I
You do.
All right, so if I don't turn in a log, does the activator still get credit?
Yes.
Okay.
The activator gets credit for activating.
Okay.
The hunter gets credit for hunting. But
the reason why I said that, I have hunted a lot of soda before, just spinning the dial and hearing them, but I've never submitted a log. So at least I know I'm not screwing them out of a log. So.
Yes, Sandy. I am staying at the campground. Staying in Kivo 1940. That's where I will be at all weekend long. So yeah, the hunter don't have to turn them in. It's basically it's the same thing as POTA. You don't even have to be a member of POTA to hunt me on POTA, and it happens all the time. You're still going to get credit for the contact as an activator, but the hunter, if they want credit, and I'm bad about it, I don't know that I've ever turned in any hunted logs myself. Not that I've hunted very much, but sometimes people are in a park and they're like, "Oh, I got a summit number," and I always take the summit number down like I'm going to act it, like I'm going to do it, and I don't. So, but I definitely need to. I need to get on the ball and get these 12 summits in, and get more active in it because, for one, it makes our community more diverse. We have such an awesome community over here, and if we can get some more people over here that are interested in like things, because I do know that a lot of people out there that do summits don't even do Parks in the Air. They're I'm in a Summits on the Air group, and they're pretty hardcore people. Just like we are in the POTA. So I think it'd be a good mesh. Of course, they may not like some of my QRP comments sometimes, but life's too short for QRP.
Well, there you go. We now have a soda channel on Discord.
We now have a soda channel on Discord. Yeah, I guess we just need some soda people.
That's right.
And my favorite, which I'm need to go make a design for over at the HRAG store, is stop wasting my time, turn up your power. I'll never forget that night. I bet that would be a pain in the butt if you were a soda hunter and you hunted me, because you would have to turn in so many logs.
Oh my goodness gracious, yes.
Wow.
That would be so
I'm
much.
gonna make some people hate me. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do soda, and I'm gonna do like 10 bands every soda I do.
Make sure you do it like 5 times a day too.
I know that that's the problem why I don't like soda, is because once I do a soda, like I do the closest one to me, let's say, I can't do it again for a year. I mean, I can do it, but I don't get points for it at all. So it's wasting time
Yeah.
for me to do it. So I'm not a big fan of that.
PP Man's in the house. You heard us talking about him.
Yeah, he's like Beetlejuice. Stop talking about me when I'm not in the room, buddy. You better stay in the room because you're always talked about.
I'm really curious what he's going to show you for his PP setup. Maybe he'll have the smallest one.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's got the smallest one, but I don't know if we're talking about the same thing.
You know, hey,
I'm I'm talking about his Discord followers. I don't know what.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm talking about his radio.
Well, I tell you, I really like to see the different stuff. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun.
I wonder.
Uh,
All right, so you're probably going to see a lot of KX2s, Zygoos, the Mountain Toppers. What was the one that you get as a kit and you have to build?
the SDX.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, True SDX. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, I would like to see. I've got it wrote down here.
What interests me is the truly like homebrew ones that people might come up with that put
I'm
out like
hoping.
a
I'm
tenth of a
hoping to
watt.
see. I'm hoping to see an FX4C.
Never seen it. Don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm kind of interested in one, so I would like to see one.
Did you say you
So
were interested in a QRP?
yeah,
What?
I don't know why.
Say
I
that
got
again,
I,
just in
I've
case
got
YouTube missed it. Say it. You
I've got a QRP radio, Dan.
got a couple of them, don't you?
Yeah, actually, I do. I've got one right there in arm's reach, and then the other one's in my
You
in my soda bag.
know, the way I look at it, everybody has a QRP radio. My 7610 sitting right in front of me right here. It can do QRP.
Yeah, it sure
You know.
can.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you what they tell me. Well, I don't see you packing it 10 miles up the mountain.
No, you don't want to pack this stuff out of a mountain. I guarantee you that.
Look, I've told people I don't care if it's under 3 miles. The 991A was not a problem.
Yeah.
The 5.5 miles that I did when I did my summit with all the other gear that I took was a little ridiculous. I'll definitely be rethinking my pack for the next summit for sure.
Here's a good little bit of information for you. Soda and Montisano.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
There's one of them.
I actually I actually have a log that I need to turn in from last year because I found out it was a soda because I activated it last year. So I, I need I need I need to go back and do that. Hey, there's one of my 12. No, that's
That's
last
a,
year. It doesn't count.
that's a good one, Eddie. Good one. Did the one that did the speaker I gave you bite the dust or something? Or did you just not want to have a? I forget which one I gave you, but I use I. All right, so Icom makes these little $30 external speakers that are just absolutely great. I don't have one sitting here to show you, but I use them on everything. I mean, I plug them into my Yazoo. I know it's probably blasphemy, but they sound great.
You lost audio, Mister Sound Great.
Did I really? Am I back?
You're back now. I don't know what happened there.
I do not know. I was saying that ICOM makes a little external speaker that it's like $30 and it sounds amazing, and I use it on everything. So.
You know, I don't think I need an external speaker for my radio because everybody always tells me to turn my radio down. So,
Well,
especially if I'm doing CW.
yeah, yeah. I mean, people in the next county can hear you. Well, not necessarily you. They can hear everybody calling you.
Yeah. Well, I'm deaf, people. I'm deaf.
The people over in Mingo County are saying, "Now we can turn that down."
No, they just think it's the emergency broadcasting system going off, and they're hiding under their table.
Oh no! Here come a nader! Here come a nader!
So anyway, we totally got way sidetracked there.
What were we talking about? Dayton.
Yeah, we were. So when I get there tomorrow, of course, I've got to go pick up my media pass first thing. That way, it's out of the way. But I'll depending on what time I get there, I can't check into the park till 3. But I know Adam is doing a presentation on the 4 days of May at I think 2. So I'm going to probably run by and check that out, and then after that. So if I get there way before 2, which I probably will, I'll probably pick up my pass and then go do a park, and then head over and do the Adam presentation. And if I don't get sidetracked from that point with somebody there, then I'll go check in at the park and go activate some more. And then tomorrow evening, I think it starts at 7 or 8, is vendors night at the 4 days of May, and that's when all the stuff that PP Man would lose his mind for.
Yeah.
1 park a day at 10 watts or less.
Oh yeah, Pete. That's stout. Good job.
That's some good stuff.
Especially the way the bands have been. That's good,
dude. If you got 1 park a day and 10 watts or less, just for the last 3 weeks, you're doing something, because the bands have been absolutely stupid. Yeah, they've just been that, and that's my problem with QRP. That's my only problem with QRP. I kind of like doing QRP as long as I know the bands are just absolutely excellent. But when I go out and I can hear people down in there, and I hear that there's a pile up there, and I can't, or I can hear them fine, but I can't get them because they can't hear me. I end up walking back to the vehicle because I'm parked in the park, and throwing up the Eagle One and just activating the rest of it. I always get my activations. I've never had a problem getting my 10. I did, but I won't go out on days like it's been the last 3 weeks. And these QRP guys, they're dedicated, and they'll go out there and do that stuff. And hats off to them.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have 3 hours to spend on 10 contacts, because we all know I'm impatient. If I call CQ and nobody answers, I say last call. If nobody answers, I say QRT and I'm gone, or I say hopping.
Especially this time of year too, where you have to dodge thunderstorms a lot.
Yeah,
I'm a QRP is just you just don't have the time.
So but hats off to them. It's really awesome. Cool. And I really dig the gear. And I really would like to get that one radio. I'd like to see it in person. That's my goal in Dayton, is to see one of those radios, whether it's in the challenge or just one of the vendors or anything. I want to see one of those radios because it looks really cool. But I'd like to see it in person. And PP Man's going to call me later tonight, like, you don't want that radio. It doesn't do this and this and this and this. I'm like,
he'll let us know in the after chat for sure.
I'm like, well, you didn't send me you didn't tell me to go up to Michigan while you was gone on vacation and pick up the K2. So I guess I'm stuck. I've got a great QRP radio. That's the problem, and it don't get used. It's actually right in the corner underneath Dan there. You know, I've got the 818. I had it before it was cool to have. So
Or am I right over there?
right underneath you. At least when I'm looking at you, it's underneath you. Yeah, right there. Funny stuff. But yeah. Anyway, but that'll be my Thursday. Friday, I'll probably get up really early and activate. Get me the morning shift in, and then I'll head out and I'll get the early start of the show. No, I'm not going straight to the Kenwood booth to awe over the new Kenwood, you know, UHF VHF radio. The, every other YouTuber will be there. If you want to see it, they'll have it posted within an hour of the show being up, probably. But yeah, I'll stop by at some point when it's calmed down, maybe later in the weekend, and check it out. But uh, normally Friday I do my walk around and see what is it that I want to film while I'm here, and I might set up a few things to be interview for later in the weekend because you know, they're still setting up on Friday, and you've got every YouTuber in the country coming up to them as it is. So I try to just set things up on Fridays. But I'm hoping that I get a lot of people coming up to me on Fridays with their QRP setups, and you know, I got stuff I'm going to film, and probably every 45 minutes to an hour, I go by the POTA tent and see if there's anybody waiting to meet me. Because once again, there's already a stack of people who's told me, I want to meet you in Dayton. I want to meet you in Dayton. I want to meet you in Dayton. And that's where they tend to look for me at, is the POTA tent. So I always go out there, and because that's what it's all about to me. It's not about. I'm not looking to buy anything at Dayton. Yeah, I'd like to buy some things at Dayton, but I'm not looking to buy something at Dayton. Uh, I'm looking to meet new people and to experience. So
Not looking to buy anything, but if anything comes across that strikes your fancy,
yeah, if I bought something, you know, I really want to start kit building a little bit, but I'm about as coordinated as um, a monkey on a trapeze.
I was going to say an octopus on methamphetamine, but yeah.
Okay, that works too.
Yeah.
Octopus.
I have no idea where that came from either.
I would be dangerous. I
Head.
would be dangerous if I had that many arms.
Right.
I'd have 8 radios running and have microphones just rotating toward my mouth.
Terry, please tell me you're going to wear your beat mask during the show. Please tell me. That would be so awesome.
You need to
just walk around for 2 days with it.
You need to wear your mask and stand like this beside me at all times. And like anytime somebody's harassing me, I'll just go.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, funny stuff. So Hayden is not here tonight because he is on his way to West Virginia for some reason or another. I don't have the details, but he's on his way to West Virginia. So I wish he was on his way to Ohio. I don't know. Next
year we'll go. Just didn't plan out scheduling for this year. So.
I'll be there. You know, unless I'm dead or in the hospital or something, I'll be there.
Oh, you can't say that, because if you are, you can't get your activation in.
I just can't go to Dayton. I didn't say I couldn't get an activation in. I have my own flight staff
There you go.
that'll pick me up and fly me over to park.
That'd be nice.
So
Get in the life flight helicopter and say, "Hey, make sure you hover over a park before you take me."
pretty cool. I know. Well, I know Terry's going to be there. He's staying at my campground. PP Man's probably going to be there. Steven will be there.
David and Annabelle.
David and Annabelle will be there. So a lot of my Patreons will be there. So it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. And then there's a lot of hunters that is looking forward to meeting me, and I'm looking forward to meeting them. So it's definitely going to be fun. And if you're wanting to see something specific, make sure and send me a message, and I'll try to find it and get you a picture or a video or something of it. But we have to start wrapping up because I got to go over to After Chat at the top of the hour because I'm not going to be there very long tonight because I got my 42 hours of packing stuff. I'm like, what if I forgot? What if I forgot? What if I forgot? Even though I've got a list, a very detailed, long list. Once I get everything marked off that list, then I got to figure out what I forgot to put on the list because it never fails. I will forget something. But,
Never fails. You always forget something.
it happens.
Never fails.
It won't be something that I need to activate with, though. I can guarantee you that. That will be covered.
Don't, since you won't be operating in your normal conditions, don't leave your coax on a fence.
I want to be operating in my normal conditions. I've got the Eagle One with me.
No, and different scenery, not your usual everyday activations.
Ohio?
Well, Monte-San.
I'm not going to Monticello.
Oh, you're going to Caesars.
I'm going to Caesars Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't plan on leaving it on the fence. It'd be hard though. With the Eagle One, it would be hard because it's connected to the Eagle One, and pretty much when I unscrew it from the Eagle One, I wrap it up and just throw it in the car because I'm right beside the car. But it was easy in Florida because I was actually using the Buddy Stick Pro, and the car was outside the fence. So I set the coax on the fence while I was tearing down the Buddy Stick and go around the fence and putting everything in the car. Yeah, fun stuff.
Before next February, make sure you order an Eagle One and have it shipped down there to your mom's house.
Well, if she got a hitch mount put on, that'll be great.
You can get the tripod.
It's too much work. That's what's great about the Eagle One is it's not a lot of work.
You can actually leave it. Yeah, you can actually leave it in the tripod mount itself.
If you got the new QST in the mail, there is a very nice big article on Eagle One in the QST. So make sure and check it out because
you'll buy one. You will be happy.
I don't care what anybody else tells you in ham radio. They can tell you what they want, and you can form your own opinion. But I can tell you that nobody in POTA puts in the sideband QSOs that I do every year since I've started. And I do it on an Eagle One. It's just that simple. So it's proven to work.
I love it.
I prove it every single day. And there's usually not a day that goes by that somebody don't ask me, what antenna do you use? It sounds so great. So, proof's in the pudding. I can't think of anybody that's got one that hasn't enjoyed it. Off the top of my head, there probably are people that, because there are some people that just they'd absolutely ask them dumb, like, I'm gonna give you an example. Like, he'll get an email and it'll say, so you people suggest that you use a 9-to-1 with that, which look, if you use a 9-to-1, it will be a little bit more efficient. I'm not saying it won't. it's not worth all the trouble for me to do, but it will. Okay. But they're like, do you sell the? Can you go ahead and throw me one of those in order? No, I don't make 901s.
Yeah.
Well, why not? Because I make Eagle One antennas.
Right.
Uh,
Just go over to DX Engineering if you need a 901. I got one
you know,
there.
it's just that, and I've seen. Trust me, I've seen some doozies that he's gotten. It's just absolutely crazy. And here's another thing: if you follow me, you do get a discount if you use the code HRAG, but you got to use it at checkout. There is a box. You have to put in the code HRAG for that discount to work because I can't tell you how many people have ordered Eagle One and did not put that code in, and then they'll message him like, "I forgot to put my code in." He's he's not a big business guy. So he don't have the means to do all that stuff. So you lost out on that discount. So make sure if you are ordering an Eagle One, put in the code HRAG. It just saves you money. I don't get a thing from it. So I do that for you guys. So, but anyway, Dan, what you got coming up? We got a wrap.
Not a lot, man. Another half a week at work, and then POTA fun on the weekend. And crying that I'm not in Dayton.
I got another half a week at work too because this is what I do. I now consider this my full time job, and my used to be full time job is my part time job because I'm very seldomly. Matter of fact, this girl came into work today that used to work there before, and I seen her, and I was like, I gave her a hug, and I was like, "When did you come back?" She's like, 2 months ago. I'm like, "Oh," they're like, "You're just now seeing her," and the manager's like, "Yeah, he don't never show up." I was like, "Well, I don't call in." And I don't call in. People just ask me for my shifts, and I oblige them with happiness. So
That's true. Just want to make everybody happy.
I'm all about making people happy. But
That's true.
eventually,
Happiness here. Little happiness there.
eventually, I will be full time at this, and the goal for that will be to either have a some sort of sprinter van or pull behind trailer or something, and then my roads are going to take new meaning. They're not, people all the time like, we can't keep up with you. You're in Kentucky. You're in Ohio. You're in West Virginia. Just wait. Just wait. It's coming. Uh,
What's he doing in Oregon?
I'm getting ready. Now, mind you, I have till May of next year till I hit my 3 year mark in POTA. Not May, March of next year.
Mm.
March of next year. Before the end of this year, I will have my third activated all states.
Nice.
So right now I'm averaging a park a year. That of course that's going to have to slow down because I'm getting it's getting hard, but because they're getting further and further away. But you know I do plan on activating every state. All 50 plus the bonus. So that's my plans. Anyway, I'll be at Dayton all weekend. Guys, I really hope you guys do the QRP challenge. I look forward to seeing all the stuff and seeing what you come up with, you know. And if not, still come up to me and say hi at Dayton because I want to see each and every one of you. Uh, Thank you guys for the donations. I did not see the coffee go off or anything, but if it did, you'll get your shout out next week. Other than that, Patreons, we will be doing the after happy hour after dark. If you're interested in a free session to see what Patreon is all about and come over to the happy hour after dark, hit me or Dan up and we'll get you set up. Other than that, thanks for stopping by tonight in 73.
73 guys.